Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Bama versus the World. I am your host, Big Mike, and we are joined, as always, by Mr. Bama in a different setting. Mr. Bama, how are you doing, and where are you joining us from?
I'm kind of scared to tell you where I am. I'm obviously going to College Station, and we're here to check out the game and all. But these A&M people are crazy. Like, have you seen the whole yell thing they do, and at night, and all this little cultish like?
What? Okay, buddy. Let's ease up on these subtle jabs here. Okay,
I'm just saying these guys are crazy, Mike. So I'm
nothing
afraid
crazier
to tell you
than
where I am.
you Bama fans.
And I wasn't going to ask the address. I mean, I didn't want to for you to drop a pin online or anything so people could come to the house. I was just kind of more what area are you in? Are you in College Station? Are you just in Texas? So going to make a drive? That was kind of more in general. But
Mike, he's just another slow Bama fan. He doesn't know. He would.
Well, I hesitate to say that because I am also a Bama fan, but we are also joined by Mr. Aggie.
Let me clarify. I wasn't saying you were slow. I just said he is one of them, not you. Mike, you are impressive. I have no issues with you, but this guy here.
Are we kissing up to the host? Like, that's not going to gain you any points, which you're going to need this weekend.
You're interrupting.
We will finally get to introduce Mr. Aggie. How are you doing today, Mr. Aggie?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm still just in marvel and excited over the 3-point field goal win that we had 2 years ago.
Well, that's good. You did win the last time this game.
Considering you probably paid Jimbo about $10 million just for that win, I hope it was worth it. How big is that contract still going?
Mike, what were you saying now? I'm sorry. I can't respond to that pettiness. That's beneath me.
You guys did win the last time the game was in College Station a couple of years ago. So congratulations.
Yes, we did. We won by 3 points.
Bama came back last year and got it back. So it is evened out in the past 2 years. So you guys do have a good team. I've heard you had a really good defense from what I've looked at. So what do you think the focus will be on from you guys at the game this Saturday?
Let's be honest. Jalen Milroe is not looking that impressive this year. As you just mentioned, we have one of the best defenses in the SEC this year.
He still managed to beat you guys last year.
We're going to put here he goes with this last year crap.
I'm sorry.
I mentioned 2 years ago. You mentioned last year. What are we doing here?
I mean,
anyway,
some people would say that you started it. I mean, maybe I'm not one of those people, but some people would say you started it.
And I can finish it, buddy.
Yeah. Don't you have like a cheer practice or something to get to? I see what you guys do out there at midnight on the thing. Don't you?
It's called team camaraderie. You wouldn't know anything about that.
Okay.
All right, guys. Let's. I know we've talked about 2 years ago. We've talked about last year. Let's try and focus on this year. Going back into College Station. I'm sorry. Do you have an itch, Mr. I guess you keep scratching.
No, I just scratched my eye with these 3 fingers because we wanted that last second field goal 2 years ago.
I think they have to pay Jimbo $3 million for every win. So they're, I think that's what that means.
It's not as much as the 10 you're paying Nick. That guy's got a
brand
new
national championships. You guys are paying that guy $75 million for. Let me see.
We're building. Okay, it takes time.
Yeah, I guess Rome wasn't built in a day or in a century. How long has Jimbo been there?
Mike, my patience is running.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sure you had it.
No. Sometimes it makes my job easier when you guys go. We don't get a lot of back and forth between Bama and the opposition during this show. At least there's always a lot of back and forth in the games, luckily. But we will again try to focus on this. Mr. Aggie, you did mention you had a great defense. Jalen Milroe has kind of struggled. He's gotten a little bit better. I don't know that you have anybody that can contend with his legs. But with Mr. Bama, is that going to be a focus for Bama this week, or what do you think you guys are looking at?
I do. I think getting him a little more comfortable. Last year, what was that, his first start? So, and he's already seen this defense. Obviously, on the road, it does present a great environment. But nothing can be worse than sorry, my ear's still ringing a little bit. Nothing can be worse than the cowbells from last week. So, even with this little cultish behavior that they got going on there, I feel pretty good about our chances there.
Apparently, somebody hasn't heard about our 12th man. So sad.
Is he carrying a cowbell? Because otherwise, I'm not worried about him.
No, we don't do the cowbells, buddy.
Okay.
We're all focused on agriculture and management.
So you don't do cowbells, but you're focused on agriculture. Got it. Okay.
How is your mascot an elephant? You don't see any pachyderms Oh, I'm sorry. You don't see any elephants in Tuscaloosa or in Alabama. Where did that come from?
Does the Aggie stand for aggravating? Because that's what you are right now.
Hi, my name's Herb. I'm 2 years old. I just made that joke up. Sorry,
Actually,
Mike,
my name is Mr. Bama to you, buddy.
No,
so,
I looked you up before this. I know your government name. Don't give me that Mr. Bama foolishness. Agriculture and management. We're educated. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry about that.
You better be educated on this butt whooping this weekend. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
All we can do is hope that the game is this back and forth and this exciting as that. Seriously, Mr. Aggie, that they do make ointment for those kind of rashes where you're itching that much. You don't have to scratch that much. Really, I mean.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. It's very distracting as much as everything.
I'm sure he knows all about ointment for rashes. Mm.
All right, so we'll jump right along. Jumping back over to Mr. Aggie, what do you think the prediction for the score will be? We've talked about kind of what the keys of the game. What do you think the score will be?
Well, I'll admit this. That Milroe character did look a little better last game. So with that being said, and he is fast. I'll give that gentleman something. He's fast for his size and stature. He's a pretty fast guy. So I'll give him a few points. But our defense is going to lock him up pretty much the rest of the game after they score a few touchdowns. So I'm going 28-21 Texas A&M.
All right, a fairly close game, 28-21 Texas A&M. I heard you jump in. We are going to get to you, Mr. Bama. Jumping over, buddy. What do you think the score of the game will be?
Well, like last year, I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think less mistakes from Milroe in this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a 20-13 victory, Alabama. Little known fact, also, the winner of this game also always forces the loser to either have to wear a Bama, wear a shirt. Well, it's usually Bama, so you wear a Bama shirt or a hat or some kind of paraphernalia to show you, like, hey, we're the winner. And Mr. Aggravating, what you got there on your wrist to signify to Alabama's win last year? Do you want to show everybody what's your? Oh, really?
I have nothing on my wrist. I'm not
really.
Sure
Did
what,
you just happen to?
I have no idea what this.
Oh,
Mr.
okay. So if I rewind this back,
I
rewind this back, I won't see it just sitting there on the ground.
Do you even know how to rewind this?
Well, we have some tech guys. I'm sure we're paying enough people enough money to do that. So
trust
me, you probably don't need to be on. Budget. I'm pretty sure you didn't pay your light bill in that barn you're at.
Well, this is the accommodations in College Station, so that says more about you than me.
That is true. But I tell you, his on location. He's not at home. He is in College Station, so that would have to go to the.
We're not going to give him the best of accommodations, though. We're gonna. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mike. You're a really nice guy, but I just can't. I can't deal with this character.
I appreciate that. We do have score predictions. It seems to be a close game on both sides. I do have to wonder, though, something we didn't touch on. Aggies, and you guys can both chime in on this one at a time, please. We'll start, Mr. Aggie. You guys do have a backup quarterback going to yourself who doesn't have a lot of. Well, how do you think Max Johnson will do against a really good Alabama defense?
I think Max will fare pretty well. He did pretty well when we played Arkansas in Arlington last week. He put up some pretty decent numbers. Got a little roughed up. I'll admit that. He got a little roughed up, got a little banged up, and I will admit that Alabama defense has looked somewhat pretty good over the past few years, and they look like they've gotten a little better this year because that South Florida game, not even the South Florida game, but that Texas game, I'm sorry, they just look horrible because Texas beat them and they gave them their first loss of the season. Anyway, I think we'll be okay.
Do we want to talk about the Miami game, or are we just like we're going to focus on what's going on now?
I'm focused on what's going on. I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's go with the Max Johnson question. How do you think Alabama's defense will fare against a new quarterback who they don't have a lot of tape on in Max Johnson?
I think Maximus will actually play decent out there. He's probably one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league. So I got a lot of faith in the old Maximus on there. That's why I'm giving them 13 points. So if I didn't have faith in him, I think he'd only score about 10, maybe even 7. You got to be better than that Seinfeld character that they had in before. So.
All right, well, there you go. A little bit of analysis, a lot of back and forth. There's definitely a lot more, I won't say hatred, but a lot more anger in this game than there seems to have been the rest of the season for Bama. So I look forward to it. Mr. Aggie, Mr. Bama, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully you have a great game. Thank you very much.
Gig 'em.
Roll Tide. Fire Jumbo after this game.